Zach, it is time once again for the Patreon questions and answers. You ready to answer some questions? I'm sorry, I just spoke over myself. I speak too fast sometimes.
Your tongue covered up your eye teeth. You couldn't see what you were saying.
My tongue covered up my eye teeth? I've never heard that before.
Yeah, you have.
My tongue covered up my eye teeth.
Yeah, our physics teacher in high school used to say that.
I don't remember that.
That's where I learned it from. My tongue covered up my eye teeth and I couldn't see what I was saying.
I do not remember that. Let me try again and actually say the words. Zach, it is time for the Patreon Q&A. Are you ready to answer some questions?
See, that sounded too clinical.
Yes, I was intentionally saying the words in a sterile, clinical manner, so I didn't trip myself up again.
So your tongue didn't cover up your eye teeth.
Yeah, oh, that's not a thing. No one has ever said that except for that one guy, and I don't know why it stuck with you 3 decades later.
Oh, I guess he was a cool dude. Welcome to the Patreon Q&A, everybody. That's a hell of an intro.
Yes. Thank you for everyone who have submitted your questions and for your continued support. We appreciate both of those things.
Yes, if you would like to ask us questions, then all you have to do is join the Patreon at Buddy Chicken tier or higher, and then you can ask us all of the questions you could ever want, as long as it's only one question per Q&A session. If you ask multiple questions per Q&A session, you will be immediately banned. No, I'm just kidding. That won't happen.
Also, please make them tasteful and also not dumb. We'll answer dumb questions, but we won't be happy about it.
We'll answer dumb questions at our discretion.
That's a better way to put it.
There are no such thing as stupid questions, only the dumb idiots that ask them.
And the dumb idiots who answer them. So let's start answering. Florpnorp asks, what is your favorite mod for Fallout 4 and why is it the Robot Boobs mod? I think that is officially called Ada Upgraded or something like that. It's been a while.
There's a couple different mods for Ada. I'm not saying these are my favorites. I'm just saying there's a couple. There's one that was like Ada 2 human that turns her into a human.
I did see that, yeah.
Which is interesting. It's also interesting that apparently the flange that's added to her voice to make her sound like a robot is added in the game because it has her voice lines without the robot sound on them.
Oh, I did not know that.
Or maybe you can just like run the
there's a filter.
her voice lines through a thing and it just gets rid of it. I don't know. My favorite mod for Fallout 4 is Pilgrim Dread the Commonwealth.
I'm not familiar with that one.
That one is, it's basically, all that mod really is like a, I don't think it's an ENB preset. It changes the way the entire game looks. It makes it look like you're in Silent Hill.
Oh.
Everything is dark and foggy. The night is actually so dark that you basically cannot see. They made a bunch of custom music for it that is like droning ambient bullshit that I love. It basically turns Fallout 4 into a horror game, and part of it is also it turns the dog into, or it turns dog into like a completely black dog with yellow eyes.
Okay, like a little wolf dog.
Yeah, and it makes his bark a lot deeper.
Ooh, that's pretty cool.
And bassier.
I'd not heard of that one before.
I like installing that mod and then just doing the like customized start mod and then basically just starting at one corner of the map, and then the goal is just to get to the other corner of the map and not fucking die.
Okay.
It's neat. It's fun. I like that mod. Well, I guess fun isn't the right word for it, but it's entertaining. I like it.
Sure.
It makes it hard to see anything really close to you. Or it makes it hard to see anything unless it's really close to you. It's just a cool, it's a cool way to change the game into something different.
Okay. I'm trying to think about what my favorite mod for Fallout 4 might be, because there are a lot of them that I've played with, but I also haven't played a whole lot of Fallout 4. I haven't even done the DLCs yet, let alone very many adventure quest mods. I thought the Heather Companion mod was fun. There's also a lot of quality of life stuff, like Silent Protagonist. It's good. Oh, maybe this might be not the most interesting answer, but the one where it changes the dialogue options into the thing that you actually say and not just a single word.
Oh, yeah, that's a really good one. If you're trying to do like as minimal mods as possible, I think that's a really, really good one.
But hopefully I'll be able to play more Fallout 4 mods in the future and have a wider variety of things to sing praises of. How do you guys feel about Season 2 of the Fallout TV show? Excited? Angry? How do you think they'll manage the open-ended ending of New Vegas? And will y'all be making another discussion video on it once it's out?
I don't care. about season 2 of the Fallout TV show.
You weren't particularly stoked about the first season.
No, I didn't like the first season. I watched the trailer for the second season, and I came away from it thinking, I'm not gonna watch that.
Okay.
Like, I don't care. I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
Put the money into a new remake Fallout New Vegas. Bethesda, if you want my money, remake Fallout New Vegas.
Okay.
Just make it in like a modern engine.
Make a new Fallout game more than once every decade.
Yeah. Actually make a game, you lazy sons of bitches.
Yeah.
Fucking do something.
Starfield and Fallout 76 don't count.
I am not planning on making another discussion video because I'm not gonna watch it.
Fair enough.
So.
Yeah, and I kind of expected as much, seeing as our discussion of the first season was pretty ambivalent. You were more negative on it than I was, but I was like, it was okay. It was a fun little fling. I will probably watch season 2. It'll probably be a fun thing. I can sit down with my fiance and we can just enjoy it together, laugh at it, have a good time. I try not to make it a big deal. I know some people get all up in arms on it, but yeah, like season 1 made some questionable decisions. It's easier for me if I just pretend that they're completely irrelevant. If I pretend like the Fallout TV show is just fan fiction, then it's easy to enjoy. If I pretend it's just a mod, then I don't mind that the story is kind of bad. As long as I have a good time, I'm ready to enjoy season 2.
My prediction, and I look forward to being proven wrong, but my prediction is that it is going to basically be like almost every other video game based show that has come out recently, where people are like, wow, the first season was so good, and then the second season comes out and they're like, I fucking hate this and I want everyone involved with it to die. So I kind of feel like the second season is gonna poop the bed.
Kind of like, was it The Witcher had something similar to that?
Yeah, that happened with The Witcher, that happened with The Last of Us TV show. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I enjoyed season 1, and if season 2 is good, I'll enjoy that. If it's bad, I'll laugh at it, and then I'll move on with my life.
I did not enjoy season 1, and I have no plans to watch season 2.
Fair enough. I will let you know how it goes.
Jay Greasy says, good afternoon, a longtime listener, first-time poster. The multiplayer modded Half-Life 2 compilation was pretty funny. I was hoping it would turn into a series. Any reason it didn't? Interest, jank, or lack of usable content. I think people just weren't interested.
I don't know. I feel like the novelty might kind of wear off. We're always talking about all the different things we want to do, but if we make every video game we enjoy into a series, then we get nothing done. So we have to be choosy about it. I think the Half-Life 2...
we could just keep playing. We could just keep playing those. We don't have to play.
We can do whatever we want to do.
Something else.
Yeah. I had a good time with multiplayer modded Half-Life 2. I wasn't a big fan of Half-Life 2 back when I played it by myself, but I had a pretty good time playing it alongside you. And if you wanted to go back and play more of it, I wouldn't be opposed to that. It's just not the kind of thing that I was super excited about. I never proposed that we go back to it. I had a fun time, and I was happy to leave it at that. I'm happy to hear you enjoyed it, though. I hope we can make more videos like that. Maybe not, maybe we don't need a part 2 or a part 3 or a part 4 of that series, but more videos like that, I'd be happy to do. Ryan Henderson asks, I have so many games I want to play, but so little time. Yep, I'm right there with you. There are multiple games I have been playing recently, like The Finals and Helldivers 2, which I love deeply. But with Battlefield 6 coming out and ARC Raiders around the corner...
Arc Raiders.
Oh, is that how it's pronounced?
Yep, it's just
Arc Raiders. Around the corner, I fear that I won't have time to play the games I am enjoying for the games I could be enjoying. It is a good problem to have, too many good games, but what do? I don't really have a solution for that. If I had a solution, I'd be implementing the solution in my own life, but I don't.
Well, the solution is you don't play the same game that you've been playing over and over again for the last 10 years, and you play a new game.
You're going to have to start making some cuts. You're going to have to start setting the threshold a bit higher. It's something that I've had to start doing too, where I won't 100% games.
Says I need to set the threshold a bit higher, and then plays Ukulele Replay.
Yes. I played 12 hours of Ukulele.
Ukulele Replay does not sit anywhere above the higher threshold. It's like down here. It's in the bilge.
What are you giving me grief for playing Ukulele for? They finally turned this video game that I wanted to play into an enjoyable experience. So I played it for 12 hours, had a good time, and I'm done.
Well, as long as you had a good time, I
you
guess.
You could have brought up so many other examples of games that I played too much.
As long as you had a good time, I guess.
I did. You feel, it seems very passive aggressive what you're saying, as if I shouldn't have been enjoying a platformer game. But that's kind of what I mean about setting the threshold higher. If this were a younger version of me, I probably would have tried to 100% that game. I would have tried to unlock all the achievements and seen like the full collecting aspect of it completed all the way to the end. But I can't. I've got so many other things to do and so many other games to play that I have to just move on.
You gotta make time for the ones that you want to play. If there's a game that you want to play, then try to make time for it. Especially if it's a game that you can play with like your friends or something, and they actually want to play it with you, then try to play that. But
like Helldivers 2?
Yeah. I've been playing entirely too much Battlefield 6. It's a problem.
Yeah?
It's the first time that a Battlefield game has felt like a Battlefield game since Battlefield 3.
I remember you and I had a pretty good time playing Battlefield 3 together.
Did we play Battlefield 3 together?
A little bit. I remember being a medic and you were repairing a tank. I have vague recollections of it.
God, when was that? Was that when I was still living in Virginia?
Yeah, it may have been.
That must have been Battlefield 3 then.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the first time it's felt like a Battlefield game since Battlefield 3.
Cool.
Battlefield 4 was not bad, but there was stuff I didn't necessarily like about it, and then Battlefield 1, I really liked Battlefield 1, but it didn't really feel like the older Battlefield games, I guess. Sometimes it did. I did really like Battlefield 1, but that people stopped playing it pretty quickly. I barely played Battlefield 5. I played 10 minutes of Battlefield 2042, and I regretted playing 10 minutes of Battlefield 2042.
Wow, that bad, huh?
It sucked. They tried to, so, you know, without
they tried to make it futuristic, I believe.
And it doesn't matter that they tried to make it futuristic, because there was already a Battlefield that they made a futuristic one. It was like Battlefield 21 something. That one was whatever. It was all right. But at least it still felt like a Battlefield game. The problem with Battlefield 2042 was that in Battlefield, you have 4 classes. And it's basically always been you have Assault,
Engineer,
Support, and Recon. Those have basically been the 4 classes that you've had for like the entire time. And then in Battlefield 2042, they made it into a hero shooter.
Oh, they were trying to capitalize on that.
They gave a bunch of characters that you could play as that all had different skills. Yeah, it sucked. It wasn't fun. It was miserable. I hated playing it. But yeah, I've been playing way too much.
So many hero shooters just kind of fell.
I've been playing way too much Battlefield 6.
And once you had your fill, you'll move on, as you do with a lot of these games.
Once I have my fill, or EA ruins it.
Yeah, but I understand this problem, because it feels like this year in particular has been just a deluge of amazing games. People are having a great time enjoying these new titles coming out. Even me, who doesn't get excited about a lot of games, is like, all right, there's a couple of fun ones I want to play sometime soon, but I just gotta find time for them.
Roko Taco says, have you guys played Silent Hill F, or do either of you have much interest? As somebody familiar with the writers, is it Ryu Kishi?
I'm guessing that's how it said.
As somebody familiar with the writer's other works, like Higurashi, I was excited for it, and it has been good so far, in my opinion.
I believe you have been playing a bit of that.
I played a bit of Silent Hill F. I didn't particularly care for it. I don't think it's bad. I feel like Silent Hill F is very Japanese, to a point that, like, you have to know a lot about Japan or be Japanese to really understand.
Think you might be out of the cultural loop?
Maybe. Silent Hill 2 is quite possibly my favorite video game. Or, if not my favorite video game, I think it's one of the best video games.
A lot of people speak highly of it.
I would put it on the same level. I feel about Silent Hill 2 the same way I feel about, for example, the movie The Shining. In Silent Hill 2, there is a lot of implied moments. There's a lot of stuff that you have to... They trust that the player will be able to figure out what they are saying without them directly saying it.
Yeah.
I got to a part in Silent Hill F that I actually stopped playing at this part, because I was walking around and the character said, "This area is so dark and twisted, it's like I'm walking around in my mind." It was something along those lines, and I was just like, all right, I'm done. I don't want to play this anymore.
It's amazing how little things like that can just kind of ruin an experience.
I really don't like the combat in Silent Hill F. They added hit stop to this game, and they added so much hit stop that I cannot tolerate it.
You'll have to explain to me what that is.
Hit stop is a thing that's in a lot of fighting games. It's when you make contact with the other player character, both of you freeze for a second, and then the move carries through the rest of the way.
Okay.
They added a lot. I'm gonna show you a video of Silent Hill 2 or Silent Hill F combat.
Okay. While you're looking that up, I'll explain that I've never been big into the Silent Hill franchise. I remember I played Silent Hill 4 The Room all the way to the end. That may have been the only one I ever fully completed.
It's interesting. No, you played Silent Hill 2. I know you've beaten Silent Hill 2.
I have played Silent Hill 2 for the original for the PlayStation. I don't remember if I ever beat the original Silent Hill 2. And then I played a fair amount of the remake, but I eventually got frustrated with the combat in the Nightmare Hospital, and I stopped playing. So I haven't really been a big Silent Hill fan. There's probably more than just 4 or 5 Silent Hill games. There's probably quite a few.
There are a lot of Silent Hill games, though I will say that basically anything after Silent Hill 4 is not very good. That is with the exception of Silent Hill F, because the game itself is actually a decent game. At least I think it's a good game. People seem to really enjoy it. People seem to really like playing it. I do not think that Silent Hill F is a very good Silent Hill game. But
because to be a good Silent Hill game, it has to have good writing?
I'm not saying that it's poorly written.
Okay.
I'm not saying that it's poorly written. That was just one example that is one example that when that happened, I did not want to continue playing it.
Have there been more examples like that?
There are other examples in the game basically explicitly telling you a thing instead of letting the player figure it out on their own. There are a lot of tutorial pop-ups that happen, which whatever. This is what hit stop is. So do you see how everything just like freezes when you hit the enemy?
Yeah, I see that.
Hit stop is one of those things that if you put hit stop into a game, it immediately takes me out of the game. I cannot unsee hit stop. I don't like seeing it. It's fine if it's in a fighting game, but I really don't want to see it in a survival horror game like that.
Did you check the accessibility menu? Is that
There's no option to turn it off.
Oh, okay.
There is no option to turn it off. Yeah, so I wasn't really a big fan of that. I am not by any stretch of the imagination saying that if you like Silent Hill F, that means that you are dumb or that I think Silent Hill F is a bad game. I didn't enjoy playing it.
Mm-hmm. Would you say that Silent Hill 2 F is kind of like...
It's just called Silent Hill F.
Silent Hill... Would you say it's kind of like Elden Ring in the sense that you don't think it's a bad game, it's just not for you? A lot of people might be speaking highly of it, but it's not your favorite.
I don't know if I would necessarily say that, because like a lot of people consider Elden Ring to be one of like the best video games ever made. I don't think I would say that Silent Hill F is one of the best video games ever made.
You don't think it's going to get that much praise?
No, I think it's fine. I think it is what it is. I don't like that they put Silent Hill on the name of it. But I also don't think that it would have sold outside of Japan if they didn't call it a Silent Hill game. I think that Konami basically went, we got to make money on this. We need to make money on it. What franchise do we have that's really popular that people will play it? Oh, Silent Hill. All right, we'll make it a psychological horror game. We'll call it Silent Hill, even though it has nothing to do with any of the other Silent Hill games.
Do you even go to Silent Hill?
No, you don't. It's in Japan.
Oh.
One of the things this is me being a nitpicky little bitch because I love Silent Hill 2 so much. Silent Hill was originally created by Konami as there's this practice that they do in Japan where they want to fire people, but the company doesn't want to fire them.
Okay.
So what they do is they put them into an unwinnable position or a job where they do absolutely nothing in the hopes that they will get so tired that they'll quit.
Okay.
That is how Silent Hill was created. The first Silent Hill game was basically Konami taking all of these employees that they didn't like very much, putting them on one team together that was called Team Silent and saying, all right, what we want you guys to do is make a survival horror game that will appeal to the Westerners.
Is that really the origin?
Good luck. Have fun. Have fun. We're sure you'll do a great job. Those fuckers are going to quit in 2 weeks. They made the first Silent Hill game, and it sold like crazy. And they went, oh, that's weird. Oh, man, that's crazy. All right, well, we're firing you, and you. We're reducing your budget. Make Silent Hill 2.
They didn't take advantage of it. They just kind of kept it a dreg program.
And then Silent Hill 2 was, like, even better. So, when Silent Hill F was announced, I remember Konami saying, "We felt that the Silent Hill franchise had become too westernized, so we wanted to take it back to Japan."
Mm-hmm.
Which to me is like incredibly stupid, because Silent Hill 2 or Silent Hill started out as a game to appeal to Westerners.
Mm-hmm.
That's like saying, "Oh, well, we felt that McDonald's was appealing too much to Westerners, so we decided to change our menu that all we serve now is sushi." Like, what?
Yeah.
Anyway, I thought that was weird, and it's Konami's franchise. They can do whatever they want with it.
Hey, the fact that they're making games and not pachinko machines is not something to scoff too much at.
Yeah, you know, they're kind of trying, but they're not really trying. It's more the pachinko machines aren't making as much money for them, so they're trying to get money elsewhere.
How has the reception been for Silent Hill F? I heard relatively positive things.
Yeah, people seem to like it. People do seem to like it. I just didn't enjoy it as much as I had hoped I would enjoy it. I haven't finished it. Spoiler alert for Silent Hill F. When you beat it the first time, you are locked into the worst ending.
So you can only...
The first time you play the game, you can only get the worst ending. And then after that, when you replay it, you can get more endings. I don't want to play a game where I am forced to replay it. Unless the game is only an hour and a half or 2 hours long, I don't want to play a game where I'm forced to replay that game to get the better endings.
That goes back to the previous question of talking about how you have to kind of set limits and cut yourself off from a game if you decide it's wasting your time. Yeah, if a game did that to me these days, I would just look up the ending online, because why would you waste your time playing a game you don't want to play for 3 hours just to see even if you think it's mediocre, why would you spend your time doing that just to see the final cutscene where you can just watch it? Yeah,
exactly. So, to answer your question, no, I don't really have any interest in playing any more Silent Hill F. I didn't particularly enjoy it. You know what the F stands for in Silent Hill F?
I do not.
No. It stands for furry. No, I'm just kidding. It doesn't actually stand for furry. I think it stands for fox.
Fukushima.
I'm not sure. No, it's not that. I don't know what it is.
The next person asks, I wanted to ask you.
You say cloverleaf.
Oh, okay, that's what
it's
it is.
Cloverleaf. Yeah, it's in Leet speak. Come on, you don't understand Leet. You're a millennial. How do you not know Leet speak?
I see it now that you pointed it out. I just didn't notice it. Cloverleaf says, I wanted to ask about a game called Maze. I heard two scarecrows who sounded exactly like you guys. Did you two do voice acting for that game, or am I crazy? You're crazy.
You're crazy. We didn't do voice acting for that game. I did look up the scene. Where they thought we had done voices, and I can kind of see it.
Yeah?
I can kind of see it.
Okay.
Kilroy asks, what is a game or series that doesn't exist yet you would love to see? It could be as specific as a character or a universe that's yet to be adapted, or just a broad idea that you think would make a great game. Love y'all's work. I would love a game where you have to operate a shipping vessel, but also kind of like not as difficult as my summer car, but like that kind of thing where you can upgrade specific parts on the boat, and then you have to like drive around you have to sail the shipping vessel from place to place and drop off cargo, and then you can get upgrades for it. I want a game where you can play as different birds,
yeah,
fly around.
That could be fun, yeah.
Yeah, I think a game where like it's like in first person, and because Stormworks Build and Rescue? Stormworks Build and Rescue?
I don't know.
Stormworks Build and Rescue is kind of like that, but it's there's more that you can do in Stormworks Build and Rescue than I would prefer to do. I would like another train simulator like Derail Valley, but the problem is that they're either way more of an actual simulator or they're much, much, much simpler. I think it would be neat if there was a game that was operating some type of little shipping vessel or tugboat or what have you, and there's different weather scenarios that happen and you have to transport different types of cargo. I think that would be cool.
Okay. I can't really off the top of my head think of a game series that doesn't exist that I would want to will into existence. I'm sure if you gave me enough time I could think of some ideas, but most of the time I'm just looking at video games and going, I love this, make more of these, I want to play this, but again. So make me more Outer Wilds games because I like that game, and I have yet to find other games that satisfy the same itch. Subnautica, I liked Subnautica a lot. I want more games like Subnautica, but apparently Subnautica 2 is kind of in a state of development hell or something, some kind of purgatory. I wanted a good Star Fox game, but I haven't had one for like 20 years. But I saw a trailer for a game that seems to try and be a spiritual successor, so I'm looking forward to that.
I mean, I feel like that's just like an arcade flight sim.
It's got its own kind of unique style.
You should play Ace Combat.
I should. It might not be the same thing, but I could probably have a good time with that.
I forget which one it is, but there's a specific one that you shouldn't play. Every Ace Combat game is set in its own version of the world, which is called Strange Real, where it's like the world that exists, but not really. The United States is called OSEA, OSEA, so USA, but pronounced weird.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah, they're all set in like that world, except for one of them that was set in our actual world, and it takes place during like Operation Iraqi Freedom, and everybody fucking hated it.
Oh.
Everyone was like, "This game sucks ass. Don't play this one." Anyway, I think it would be cool to have a game that's kind of like a skateboarding style game, but you play as birds and you can pick like different birds.
That's kind of fun, yeah.
And I'm not talking about Skate Burb. That is its own thing. It's a skateboarding game where you play as a bird.
Cool.
But what I'm thinking of is like you play as birds and you just fly around and like you can build a nest inside. Like you can, one of the levels could be like in an airport, and you can build a nest inside like the pipes that make up the top awning of the airport.
All right.
And then like you could play as different types of birds. So maybe you could play as like a falcon and try to attack other birds. But then I don't know. I don't know. It's a dumb idea. It's a stupid idea.
Or is it a fun idea that other people would also enjoy? The thing about this is that there are a lot of games out there that I haven't played yet, so maybe the game that I would propose existing already does exist. I just haven't gotten around to it. Teeble247 asks, what is your opinion on Warhammer or tabletop games?
I don't play the Warhammer tabletop game. I'm like a passing fan of Warhammer. I like stuff about Warhammer, but I don't really look into it. Yeah, I'm just kind of like a casual fan of Warhammer. I only like it a little bit.
Yeah.
Actually, on the topic of a game series that doesn't exist, I want a first-person shooter Warhammer game where you play as the I want a first-person shooter Warhammer game where you play as Astra Militarum.
Okay. I don't know who that is.
They're basically just the absolute. They are the cannon fodder.
Oh, okay.
They are the humans that are the normal dudes. They are basically armed with something that is about as powerful as a flashlight against 9.5 foot tall bug death monsters.
Wow. Yeah.
I mean, granted, I'm being facetious about the lasgun. The lasgun is actually decently powerful, but everybody makes jokes about it being a flashlight. Yeah, I want a first-person shooter where you play as the Astra Militarum.
Okay.
I think that would be cool as fuck.
There are so many Warhammer games out there. Maybe there is one or two like that.
There isn't.
No?
You just always play as a space marine.
Oh, okay.
The closest thing to that is Warhammer Darktide. And you're not really playing as the Astra Militarum. You're technically part of the Inquisition. And only one of the characters you can play as is part of the Astra Militarum. Technically two. But the other one is an Ogryn and not a human. So, not really the same thing. Yeah, I think just like a Call of Duty campaign, only you're playing as the Astra Militarum would be fucking hard as shit. I would love that. That would be sick.
Maybe one day.
Or a third-person shooter where you're doing that. Imagine like Earth Defense Force, but you're playing as an Astra Militarum. And what would be really funny is if you did that, you could make it just like absolutely over the top, where you're like Sly Marbo. So you're just running around, just like blowing up things. Just imagine Earth Defense Force, but in Warhammer 40k. That would be really funny.
I can see how that would appeal to a lot of people. A lot of people like Earth Defense Force.
There is a first-person shooter I have that's it's an old pixel style boomer shooter where you play as I think it's called Warhammer 40k Bolt Gun. That one is actually kind of fun. I try to avoid buying Warhammer stuff because Games Workshop is so fucking terrible. They're probably going to try to get our video taken down because we mentioned Warhammer and we didn't pay them.
Oh yeah, it's one of those companies.
Yeah, they're really bad. They're really annoying. I don't like supporting them because they're really bad.
Gotcha.
I'm still mad about what they did to the guy that created If the Emperor Had a Text-to-Speech Device.
Oh, I remember watching those fun videos. Did they get taken down? Did the Warhammer?
Yeah, Warhammer told him to stop. Warhammer told him he wasn't allowed to do them anymore because it was copyright infringement. Yes, all this free advertising that is legitimately getting thousands of people, hundreds of thousands of people interested in the Warhammer games.
I think maybe one of those videos is the only piece of media I've seen for Warhammer outside the video game you and I played together.
that is the reason I started looking into Warhammer, was because of If the Emperor Had a Text-to-Speech Device. And when Games Workshop was like, stop doing that, I was like, wow, okay, I don't want to give them money anymore.
Mm-hmm.
They don't care. They're stupid little fucking plastic pieces of shit. Cost $80 a piece.
I have not played a whole lot of Warhammer, and I've not played a whole lot of tabletop games, so I feel like I'm out of the loop on this.
I also, I haven't played tabletop games in quite a while. It's mostly just like, it's really difficult. When you get into your 30s, it becomes very difficult to organize a group of people to get together to play a tabletop game for like 2 to 4 hours.
Yeah.
And then when you get into your late 30s, it becomes actually impossible for that to happen.
Yeah.
So
I had something similar. I don't know if I would say it's similar, but the closest I came to it was my brother and I played a game called Talisman. And that's more of a board game. You can set up a game and beat it in like 2 hours, 3 hours. But it's a similar kind of thing.
It's still a tabletop game.
It's still a type of tabletop game. You still have your characters. They have their abilities. You're going around trying to collect loot and dealing with the events and using your skills to hopefully make progress.
It's just maybe it's more of an actual board game as opposed to like a pen and paper.
Yeah, it is more of a
game.
board game, which means, there's no commitment. It can just be him and me, and we could play it together, and that was fun.
Yeah.
Quinn Anglem asks, Mike, are you ever going to revisit Mike Byrne vlogs? No, probably not. I have no real interest in going back to those or making more of them. I've got so many other things to do and so many other things to work on and so many other things that I need to do that I just have no interest in going back to that.
He lost the login for that YouTube
that.
account, and he doesn't know how to go to Google and say, I lost my password.
The funny thing is, earlier this week I got a notification from Google and it said, hey, this YouTube account hasn't been utilized in 2 years. You want to sign in? And I was like, oh my god, is that the email address I used? Oh my god, I can finally sign back in. But no, it was a different account. I've got like 10 different YouTube accounts.
That's too many YouTube accounts.
It is. And now I have one more.
Hero Hayden says, hey, Zach, you misspelled my name, so I'm not going to read your question. Blue Prototype says, no, I'm just kidding. Hero Hayden says, hey, Zach, I'm a new 91 Fox, just got stationed at my first duty station. So far, I'm really enjoying myself. Do you have any advice for new 91 Foxes? What is a good multi-tool for working on firearms? And do you have a go-to AR brand? I personally love Palmetto State Armory. Do I have any advice for new 91 Foxes? Go to Sick Call.
Is 91F the...
91 Fox was my MOS.
Okay.
It's small arms repair. It used to be 45 Bravo. They changed it to 91 Fox. Any advice for new 91 Foxes? Go to Sick Call. But this is just advice for people who join the military. Go to Sick Call.
Go to Sick Hall?
Go to Sick Call. If there is something wrong with you, go to Sick Call. Do not let people tell you you are being a shitbag or a terrible person for going to Sick Call. Go to Sick Call. If you feel like your joints or something, if you feel like something is fucked up and is not right on your body, go there. At the very least, you're getting it documented. Because then when you get out of the military and your knees are absolutely destroyed or your back is shattered, you have the documented evidence of, no, I was complaining about this. You need to give me money now. Go to Sick Call. Wear gloves for 91 Foxes. Wear gloves while you're working on weapons. I know it's easier not to put on gloves. Just wear gloves.
Because you're going to get your hands all greasy?
Because you're going to get your hands covered in stuff. And I am pretty sure that CLP is probably carcinogenic.
Jeez.
Yeah, wear gloves, wash your hands, wear iPro.
Yeah. You never know, a spring might shoot out of there.
If there is something where someone's trying to get you to sign off on a thing to say that a weapon is safe to fire, do not just sign off on it.
It's not your responsibility.
Cover your ass is basically what I'm saying. Always be covering your ass because nobody else is going to do it for you. No one is going to do it for you, and everyone will try to fuck you over at the first available opportunity.
Gonna have to be assertive.
Cover your ass. What is a good multi-tool for working on firearms? The entire time I was in the Army, I carried a Leatherman Wave. That was a really good option, but the Leatherman Mutt, I think, is probably the best one for specifically working on AR-15s because it has the tools that you will need the most often and none of the tools that you will not need. Because like I never used the can opener on my Leatherman Wave. The entire time I was in the army, I never used the can opener that was on there. The Leatherman Mutt doesn't have a can opener. Also, the Leatherman Mutt has a hammer on it, so you can use it to bonk stuff.
The can opener doesn't take up that much room.
Yeah, but it's like, if you're never going to use it, then why is it on there when it could be replaced with something else that would actually be useful? Also, the screwdriver, which is the thing that I probably use the most, is just always out on the Leatherman Mutt. So you open up the Leatherman Mutt, and it's just sticking out. You don't have to undo another thing.
Okay.
Yeah, so the Leatherman Mutt is probably the multi-tool that I would recommend. Though, alternatively, you could just get like one of the Leatherman free multi-tools. Those are decent. But then you're missing stuff like the replaceable bits and whatnot. Do I have a go-to AR brand? I don't know. Not really. FN builds really good rifles. I like Geisley's stuff, but Geisley's really expensive. There's nothing wrong with PSA. They're fine. And for like, you get a lot of people that complain that PSA is going to be their quality is not good, and then the rifle is going to like need a bunch of work done to it after like 10,000 rounds. But for 99% of people, they're not going to shoot a PSA enough for it to actually matter. So like PSA is fine. I don't have a problem with any of their stuff. Sometimes their build quality isn't great, but they're like their budget. They're like the entry level AR-15 market. So yeah, they're fine. I have no complaints about PSA. I guess, yeah, my go-to brand would probably be like FN or Geisley.
Okay.
But I usually end up like custom building most of the ARs that I want anyway. So, and I'm also a cloner, so I make I clone dumb guns.
You see it in media and you make it yourself.
So it's more, I want the M4 that I used while I was in Iraq, but I want to make upgrades to it that I wasn't allowed to do. It's like that kind of stuff.
Okay.
But yeah, just basic advice for not even just 91 Foxes. Go to sick call.
Yeah.
Go to sick call, get stuff documented, keep any kind of documentation that you get while you're in the military. Just keep all that stuff, put it in a folder.
It's very important stuff, yeah. Blue Prototype 64 asks, do you two have a favorite form of ancient to medieval weaponry? Swords or spears, for example? What about you, Zach? Favorite medieval weaponry? Spear, crossbow, blunderbuss?
I wouldn't consider a blunderbuss a medieval weapon.
No, more of a...
I mean, I know they had cannons in like the 1500s, but like I don't know if I would consider that a medieval weapon.
Getting more into the industrial era? No, there's got to be like a Renaissance era, maybe?
They had cannons in the 1500s.
I'm talking about the blunderbuss.
Yeah, blunderbuss is a little bit later, but they had like the name handgun comes from hand gun, and
Right.
gun is a cannon.
Oh.
So it's a cannon that you're holding on to. That's where the name handgun comes from. I don't know, I'm kind of a weeb. I think katanas are cool.
Yeah.
I like shanks. It's like a weird, for like a weird thing for me is I think shanks are cool. I have like 30 of them.
Oh, yeah?
Not actually 30. I have like 7 or 8 different ones. I just think little tiny stabbing implements are cool. It's weird. Medieval weaponry, dirks and daggers are neat. I do like spears. I think spears are cool.
Sure.
I don't know. I guess I don't really have like a favorite one. I get in a lot of sword and sorcery type games, I kind of default to using a claymore because I think those are neat. I just always end up using a claymore somehow. Like every time I play Dark Souls, I'm like, I'm gonna do a different thing this time. I'm gonna try using magic. 15 minutes later, how did I end up with this claymore?
There's a wide variety of swords out there, and they're all pretty cool looking in design.
Swords are one of those things that, like guns, you can get down a hyperfixation rabbit hole of the normal person is going to see a sword and go, sword. And then you get the hyperfixation person that's like, actually, that is a two-handed short sword. And it's just like, I know, I don't care. I don't care. It's a sword.
Yeah.
It's a sword.
I don't know if I would say I have a favorite form of ancient weaponry. I think crossbows are kind of cool conceptually. You know, taking the regular bow and arrow, which was a staple of combat for a long time, and then turning it into this device that fires it one-handed. Sure, it takes some time to load up, but what a game changer that was.
I mean, they weren't really one-handed. You use like two hands.
I guess. Maybe I'm just thinking of like fictional fantasy stuff where people are just kind of firing one in each hand, going...
Demon Hunter from Diablo, losing your one-handed crossbows.
Yeah.
Dalek Dan asks, I have a question for Zank. What is the most unusual or strangest ammunition I have ever heard of or encountered?
Strange ammunition.
So the first one would probably be Trounds.
The triangles.
Yeah, the triangle rounds. That one's pretty weird.
Do they have to be real or can they be fictional? Can we mention the coin shot from Fallout New Vegas?
I mean, that is a thing. You can put coins into a shotgun shell. That is actually a thing.
Have you actually seen that being fired? Have you seen coins being
No,
fired?
but I've seen some weird exotic like 12 gauge ammunition. Yeah, the rounds are weird. There was a 40 millimeter grenade round, like a 40 millimeter low velocity grenade that had a parachute and a TV or like an infrared camera on it. So what you would do is you would fire the grenade over a building or a group of buildings, and then the little parachute would pop out, and the infrared camera would tell you what's on the other side of the building, and it connected to like a little PDA thing.
Okay, so it's not an actual grenade. It was like a little device that you could...
Yeah, it was just a little camera so that you could see what was further ahead, which I thought was a really neat concept.
Yeah.
It kind of wasteful though, because like, what if you don't connect to it or you like lose the connection to it? It's not going to stay up there forever. It's only going to be up there for like 30 seconds or maybe a minute.
Yeah.
So like a little wasteful, and like now that we have drones, it's just like, yeah, just use a drone. What do you need that thing for? That's dumb.
Well, we didn't always have drones.
No, we didn't have drones, and to be fair, that was a thing in like the early 2010s before drones were really a thing.
Yeah.
Those were neat. Another really weird one is the round for the AAI Quiet Special Purpose Revolver. And the reason I bring that one up is because it's basically a 10 millimeter integrally suppressed shotgun cartridge. It basically, it shoots a bunch of like 17 caliber tungsten ball bearings. And the way the round works is there is a piston inside it that when you pull the trigger, it fires, the piston launches the little shot cup out of the gun, and then the piston stays contained inside the cartridge. So there is no explosion of a gunshot. It just slowly dissipates out of the little cartridge.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a really weird thing. It was designed for tunnel rats in Vietnam.
They didn't want to draw like loud noises or...
Well, no, it's more that guns are fucking loud.
Yeah.
And if you fire a gun in a small, cramped tunnel, that sound doesn't have anywhere to go except into your own ears.
Yeah.
So there were a bunch of tunnel rats in Vietnam that were either like, I'm just gonna body it, or they had their family send them 9mm pistols, which would have been slightly better, but not by much. Or you got the real fucking crazy ones that just went, yeah, I don't want to deal with any of that. Just give me a knife. I'll just fucking stab anyone that gets in front of me.
Okay.
So yeah, they invented the Quiet Special Purpose Revolver, or QUISPR, which was these little integrally suppressed shotgun shells.
Okay. That's pretty cool.
It's really neat. They had a bunch of problems getting the cartridges to work properly. And by the time they finally figured it out, the Vietnam War ended. And then I guess everyone just kind of lost interest in it because they didn't do anything else with it.
Well, if we ever go back to...
There are only two of them that exist, two of the revolvers that exist anymore, and I have handled both of them, which is cool. That makes me happy. Yeah, that's a weird cartridge. I haven't actually seen the cartridges because apparently the cartridges don't exist anymore. There's like, I think 6 total. I have no idea where the fuck they are. Apparently some people actually own the expended cartridges, but the ATF considers those a suppressor. The cartridge itself, they consider that a suppressor, so you legally cannot own it unless you do a $200 tax stamp on the cartridge itself. So.
Okay.
I can think of some other ones, but they're only weird because they're not common anymore. I have a 4570 government round that is a wood bullet.
A wooden bullet?
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure, I'm not entirely positive, but I'm pretty sure what it is it's basically a 4570 blank. And what they would do with these 4570 blanks is because they needed a thing to actually cycle the gun, is they put basically a thing on the end of the muzzle that would just disintegrate the wood bullet when it hit it.
Okay. Just splinters everywhere.
Yeah, basically. I mean, that's why you're not supposed to shoot blanks at people.
Because they used to be made out of wood.
Because they used to just actually be a fucking bullet. And if you're like within 20 feet of somebody and you shoot a blank at them, you might still kill them.
Nowadays, blanks aren't made out of wood, so it's perfectly safe.
I still wouldn't say that. If you're within
it's not perfectly safe.
If you're within like 5 feet of somebody, don't shoot blanks at them.
Yeah.
Just because like there is the possibility that you could hit them with something.
Always treat a gun as if it were loaded.
I mean, if it's loaded with blanks, it is loaded.
Yeah.
That's why when we would do training in the Army, if you like are right next to somebody, you just had to say, you had to tell them that you had killed them. Not that you didn't shoot the blank. You don't shoot blanks at them, you tell them you're dead.
Bang. Yeah.
Bang, you're dead.
So wooden bullets. Yeah, that's pretty crazy, all right. First in Last Kappa asks, hey guys, I was wanting some advice to live or eat more frugally. I figure it's not a bad idea saving money, and y'all might have some good ideas.
I am not the right person to ask for that because I buy pigeon clocks on eBay, and Mike is not the right person to ask for that because he only ever eats chicken, and the chairs on his kitchen table are held together with duct tape.
He only ever eats chicken and chairs. Something I was thinking that we could do in the future is we could just like compile some of our life advice things, because we've lived a bit, we've had some experiences, so we could make a video just telling people our suggestions for how to best live their life, including
Mike and Zach tell you how to live. Follow these results or die.
These are our advices.
Follow this advice or die. Yeah, wow. Why did I say results?
Follow. You know, if you had no intention to it, would have just kept on going. I would have noticed.
No, people would have noticed.
So anything from as simple as, you know, how to keep your room clean, just do a little bit here and there, to more complicated things like vehicle maintenance and just a general, this is all stuff you should know how to do, and here are some secrets. Get a bidet here. There's a whole bunch of stuff we could talk about. But specifically living in Italy.
Get a bidet? Mike's part of the, I didn't realize Mike was part of the bourgeoisie.
We'll save that discussion for when we actually make that video. But eating and living more frugally. What do we have some ideas for that?
This advice sounds counterintuitive, but spend more money on the quality thing as opposed to the cheaper thing.
Yes.
If you buy the more quality thing, obviously you'll want to do research to make sure that it's actually good. But if you spend more money on the quality thing, it should last longer than the cheap thing.
A simple example I have is that I used to get Fruit of the Loom and Hanes socks, and they always got worn through immediately, like in less than a couple of months. So I splurged a little bit more on some of the I wouldn't say the high echelon type of socks, but just something that's not the bare minimum, and they've actually lasted quite a bit, and I'm finding them more comfortable too. So.
I mean, that's why I don't buy the off-brand shoes from Walmart, because those are going to fall apart in like 4 months.
Possibly.
They probably will not last you an entire year. Yeah, they're $20, but they're not going to last you that long. And if you spend like $16 on 4 pairs of shoes throughout the year because you're changing them every season, you could have just bought more expensive ones.
I guess I'm not familiar with shoes that are that cheap. I didn't know Walmart sold like the cheapest cheapy brand shoes.
Oh yeah, they Walmart has like really, really terrible ones. Yeah, for me also, like with socks, I buy the more expensive socks, but then I basically have socks that last for like 5 years. Nice. Get things from companies that actually have a good warranty. Darn Tough socks are unconditionally guaranteed for life. So quite literally, if you have a pair of Darn Tough socks and they get a hole in them, you can contact Darn Tough and say, hey, my socks got a hole in them. Send the socks back to them and they will send you new ones.
Wow.
I know that that's not really living frugally, because that's like, you got to pay more money. Those socks are expensive.
That's just general advice. You have to pay a little bit more upfront to save money in the long term.
I remember my grandpa saying, never skimp on things that separate you from the ground. That being tires, shoes, bed,
yeah,
stuff like that. So I would include, you can include socks with that.
Here's some good advice for living frugally. Learn how to repair things around your house and with your car. A lot of things are easier than you might expect, and it's very easy to do home repairs. Your toilet gets clogged, go out and get a tool. Instead of paying a plumber, you can usually just get a drain snake and clear it out that way. Get a crescent wrench and lift your toilet off the ground after turning off the water. If you don't know how to do home repairs, you can probably find a tutorial online, because everything is online these days. If you don't know how to change the headlight of your car, someone out there has made a video of them changing the headlight on their car that is the exact same model and make that you have, and the same year. So you can do a lot of simple repairs by yourself.
Yeah, learning how to fix things is an incredibly good way to live frugally, because a lot of the time it will just be cheaper to fix it yourself. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I have advice for eating more frugally though, because that's one of those things that, like, if I could never need to eat, I can still eat if I want to.
Right.
I just never need to. Then I would make that choice, because it's expensive and it's time consuming.
Yeah. I suppose for eating more frugally, the best advice I've heard is meal prep, sit down.
Yeah, meal prep. If you make the food yourself, it's generally cheaper, but then that means you have to spend a bunch of time making it.
Yeah, if you've got the time. I'm not just that. I'm also talking about, like, sitting down and cooking food in bulk and then putting it into Tupperware containers so you've got your meals for the week.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's generally cheaper if you make food as opposed to buying pre-packaged meals.
Yeah.
It's going to be cheaper. It's just you have to do it now.
Yeah.
And I'm lazy.
I know this isn't the easiest advice, but prioritize paying off your debt, because the money that you save on interest can then be spent as you please. It's easier to say than it is to do, but if you can pay off your debt instead of paying interest on it, that's very helpful.
I think saving money is important, but it's also important to spend money on things that you enjoy, because, like, you can't take any of that shit with you, so why bother hoarding it?
Yeah.
That's why I buy dumb shit like pigeon clocks.
Don't live off your credit. Don't max out your credit cards because saving money is dumb. Saving money is important, but also, yeah, try and enjoy some of the things in life, because
that's also why I buy things like a turbine blade for the Concorde jet engine.
If it makes you happy and it's not an actual Concorde jet, then sure, have fun.
I mean, I would buy the Concorde jet if it was offered to me.
If it were cheap.
For a reasonable price.
Yeah.
Let's go to the Smithsonian. Yes, you there, boy. I would like to buy this. This is mine now. I'm taking it. Sir, you cannot buy the Concorde from the Smithsonian. Haha, well, wait until you see this check. And then I hand them a check for $100, but it's got like 50 zeros after the decimal point. Look at all the zeros on that check.
Clever.
Sir, you need to get out now. I wouldn't say that I buy stuff I mean, I do buy stuff impulsively, but I don't, like, impulsively buy stuff. I'm not, like, every single day buying 7 or 8 different things.
That's some advice that I heard that could be helpful, is that instead of buying things immediately, give yourself a 24-hour grace period. Let yourself wait 24 hours, and if you still want to get the thing, then you can get the thing. And
my rule is usually if it's over $100, I wait.
Yeah.
If it's under $100, then maybe like 50% of the time I wait, but then the other part of the time I'm just like, no, I'm just gonna buy it.
Yeah, it works for you.
I'm just gonna buy it, whatever. Meryl asked, would you ever consider moving out of America? And if so, where would you go? Probably not, because most countries don't want Americans living there.
Yeah, and all my stuff's here.
Yeah.
And my family. It's not easy to uproot and live somewhere else. And you're right, like, just because you want to leave doesn't mean anywhere else is going to take you.
I don't know, man. Family is nothing but a bunch of assholes you wouldn't talk to if you weren't related to them.
Sure, for some people. But assuming that any country would welcome you, let's say, for example, that you, Zach Hazard, became the most desired man in the world and every country wanted to have you. Which country would you choose?
Probably Switzerland.
Oh yeah? You want to go some skiing?
No, it just seems like a nice place to live. Also, you can own guns there.
Okay. I don't think you could go wrong choosing Switzerland.
It seems like it would be a decent place to live in. Finland would be nice. If I go to Finland, then I can sauna. And I do like the idea of sauna.
I wouldn't want to go to anywhere that would be a huge culture shock, so I would probably, if I left America, I would either go
Indiana.
Indiana's part of America.
Oh, shoot.
I would probably choose Canada or Great Britain, the UK, or something like that.
I don't want to live in Canada.
Well, something like that. Why don't you like Canada?
Too much maple syrup.
Too many beavers?
No, I like beavers.
I have no problem with Canada. There's a lot of good places out there, but for now, I'm staying put. I'm fine here. Home is what you make of it, so I'm going to stay here and do the best I can and make the best of what I have.
I want to live in that spot in Wyoming where you can legally get away with murder, and then if anybody comes near my house, there's just automated turrets that start shooting at them.
You set up a house right outside that spot.
No, it's literally inside that spot, because then I can just kill anybody I want and I can get away. No, I wouldn't do that. Or would I?
Or you'll never know.
B Camacho at 97 says, question for Zach, did you end up losing weight when you went gluten-free last year? I did not. Probably because I didn't need to go gluten-free.
But you changed your eating habits. That didn't affect your diet in any significant way? Outside of, having to not be able to eat the things that you wanted to eat.
No, it didn't affect my weight at all. I did start losing weight when I was put onto ADHD medication, though. But that's probably just because it's an amphetamine.
That makes sense.
That would probably be why.
Okay. Drunk as Fuck Canuck says, I recently got the Streamlight Survivor, that's a flashlight, for
Yes.
backpacking and such. What would you recommend for a good flashlight to keep in the car?
The Streamlight Survivor is a very good flashlight.
Would you keep it in the car?
You can keep it in the car. I brought a thing.
Oh, jeez, again.
I brought a thing.
I brought this thing.
I brought a thing.
Clunk, clunk.
Because I saw this question was on there. So I have one of these that I keep in the car.
It's a little light bulb kit.
What this is the Laser Bright light. And I keep 2 Laser Bright lights in the car. And what it is I like to describe it as a battery-operated chem light.
Okay.
And I keep 2 red ones in the car.
Oh, it's like one of those wands that you wave down airplanes with.
Yeah, kinda. It's like that. I like to refer to them as a battery-operated chem light. I keep them in the car because they run on 2 2032 batteries.
And that's useful for waving at people trying to direct traffic away from your vehicle if it's in the middle of the night.
If your car breaks down, are they?
That's just a note. It says, "Dear Zach, I used the last one. Get more."
No, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Okay.
There's 6 more batteries in here.
All right.
They use 2 CR2032 batteries, which last a very long time on their own. You can use it as like a road flare. I can basically just leave it on the road behind my car. They light up not bright enough to hurt your eyes, but bright enough that people can see them from a good distance away. They make them in a bunch of different colors.
Right now, you've got a red one and a green one right now.
Yep. I just keep the 2 red ones in the car. You can unscrew them and use it as a little spotlight, so you can like point it at stuff, and it does still work for that. You can use them as a little lantern.
That's useful.
They work really well, and like I said, they make a bunch of different sizes of them. I like using them because the ones I keep in my car do not take up much space.
There are a lot of components here. This seems like the kind of thing you'd like to fidget with. You ever take it out of your car and just kind of play around with it?
I mean, this is not the one that I keep in my car. The one I keep in my car is just is permanently out there. I bought 2 of them specifically to keep in my car. So those are really good. This is the white one, and it has a little magnet on it, so you can stick it on stuff.
Okay, you just strap it on your
vehicle. They sell all kinds of accessories for these things. There's a little elastic loop that you can put on the back of it, so that you can.
The Bright Laser 2 Tactical Lighting System.
Oh, so that one is old.
Oh.
That is the old one. It's the LaserBright.com patented tactical emergency safety.
I don't have a flashlight in my vehicle. I probably should get one.
Yeah, I keep 2 of the little LaserBright lights in my car.
Why 2? Just in case you need more lights?
Because I keep 2 of them. They make these little white plastic tubes that go on there that glow the color of the light when you attach it to it. And I keep 2 of them so that they're like...
So you just make one really long one.
This is...
like Legos, you gotta strap them together?
I don't have 2 red lights on as part of this. But they're like they're in this configuration so that I have a red light and then another red light, so it makes a little...
So it makes it longer, yeah.
Yeah, it's just a slightly longer one. And then I can use the 2 different ones for 2 different things if I need to.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I would recommend for keeping in your car, is the little laser bright lights.
It does seem like a cool little thing to have.
Completely random fun story about these. When I was like 10 or 11 years old, my family and I went on a road trip, and part of the road trip we went to Moab, Utah. And while we were in Moab, we stopped at like I don't know what it was. I guess it was like a camping store or something. And there was a guy that had this funny glow stick light in there. And I was like, damn, those things are really cool. I really want to get one. And for some reason, I couldn't get one. I don't remember what it was. I don't remember what the reason was, whether my family was like, no, you don't need any more lights. You have enough already. or if they were just too expensive. Whatever the case was, I didn't end up getting one, and that kind of bummed me out. And years later, when I was at Fort Polk, I went to the clothing and sales, which is where you buy military uniforms and other random tactical accessories. And I saw the funny glowing light there.
Okay.
It was the Laser Bright light. They're from Moab, Utah. So I saw them like literally the first year that they had ever entered production when I was like 10 years old. And then years later saw them at Fort Polk and was like, all right, well, I'm buying all of these. So then I bought, and then I use them all the time. The Army loves these fucking things.
Yeah, I can see why.
Because they're basically chem lights that are not, you don't have to throw them away afterwards.
Right. Because there were a lot of, we used chem lights a lot back then. I'm not sure if they swapped over to this.
Oh, I'm sure they still use chem lights because chem lights are disposable.
Yeah.
The problem with using laser bright lights on a thing is that you have to go back and get them, or you have to remember to go back and get them. They make a bunch of other really cool attachments for these. They make one that's a little cat eye attachment that you can narrow a window on it so you can have it make just the tiniest little point of light. They make a map container for these that when you turn it on, it basically illuminates the map. They make them in a bunch of different colors. They make one that is infrared only. The funny thing about the infrared only one is that when you buy it, you have to check a box or I think you actually have to type into a box. I understand that this is only visible through night vision, because presumably people kept buying it and then going, I can't see at nighttime, it doesn't work.
I see.
So they set it up that you have to say, yeah, I know, I'm not stupid. This will only work if I'm using night vision. Yeah. I think the Laser Bright light is a really good light to put in your car. It's very small. It takes up like no space. You can get different tubes of different sizes. That's really good. The other one that I don't know if I would necessarily recommend this is a Krill light. And a Krill light is a photoluminescent paper that's powered by 2 AA batteries. This is literally a battery-operated chem light.
You've got green glowy paper in a tube.
Yeah, this is literally a battery-operated chem light. This thing glows so dimly. It's great for like just kind of lighting up like guy lines on a tent, or for using it as just like a small lighting source. But like, it doesn't last as long as the Laser Bright ones do. It uses 2 AA batteries instead of just 2 little tiny watch batteries. And also the photoluminescent paper that's on there, or the electroluminescent paper, I don't know what you would call it. That only has like its lifespan is very short, unlike an LED bulb, which is effectively long enough that it doesn't matter. Like an LED light bulb has like in the lifespan of hundreds of thousands of hours. This has a lifespan in like the thousands of hours.
Wow.
So the Krill lights are all right, but then you run into the problem of you got to run 2 AA batteries in there. They're not lithium batteries. They can start to like oxidize and start getting really gross.
Yeah.
The Laser Bright lights.
It seems like a really cool kit.
Their Laser Bright lights are great. You don't even have to get the full kit like I have. You can just get 2 red bulbs and or 2 red.
Right, because you've got a kit there that's got like 4 or 5 different bulbs in it.
Yep. You can just get a kit that has 2 different tubes on it and 2 different bulbs, and just keep that in your car.
Very cool.
Yeah, this is an old tube. This is the tube that from the ones I got while I was in the Army. I don't have any of the Laser Bright lights from while I was in the Army anymore, but that's because they were 20-something years old and they basically had just like fallen apart. I don't blame them at all for not working anymore, because I kind of beat the shit out of them. So, like, it's understandable that they would give me 20 years of service and then stop working.
Yep.
It was time for them to go.
Their term is over.
Yeah.
Zach, damn it, says.
What? What did I do? I didn't do anything. I know I just talked about flashlights for 20 minutes, but come on.
That's the name. If you could change something about yourselves, what would it be? What? Just pick one thing? I wish my brain worked better. Sometimes it feels like my brain's cloudy and unfocused.
No, this is long COVID.
I mean, it might be.
I wish my brain just didn't immediately default to anger. It's really, really frustrating because I am not an angry person. I don't want to be an angry person. I don't like being angry, but it kind of feels like the 2 default states for my attitude are angry or sad. And that's really, really frustrating.
Yeah.
I wish it wasn't as quick to get to that point as it is. And I do try to work on that. I try to temper that, but if I could just snap my fingers and then I don't immediately just go from 0 to I want to stab somebody, that would be pretty nice. And that's a whole variety of factors. That is childhood PTSD. That is just how I was treated throughout most of my childhood. That is combat PTSD.
It's a lot of things.
That's a lot of things. So, yeah, if I could just change something about myself, it would be that I don't immediately default to the maddest man that has ever been.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, I wish I could temper my ADHD just a little bit more. Because, like, for the most part, the Adderall helps. But, like, I wish it could just be a little bit better under control. So.
Okay.
Toaster Bathwater asks, what's an experience that you have had that you wish everyone could have? Honestly, for as much as I bitch about being in the Army, I wish more people could experience that. The good parts about being in the Army. I mean, because you hear from a lot of people about how being in the Army was an incredibly rewarding experience for them and that it really helped them throughout their life. And I won't say that it didn't do that for me. There were a lot of parts that I did not enjoy. There was a lot of stuff that I kind of got screwed over.
So you wish that everyone could enjoy the good parts from your experience, such as being able to travel and being part of a unit?
I think that it was incredibly beneficial. I think it was helpful to me in my life, but there were a lot of parts of it that I did not like and that I would not want to do again. And I don't think the Army is for everybody, which is why whenever people are like, Zach, should I join the Army? I'm like, no, don't. Do something else. Find something else. You should not take a random YouTuber's advice on whether or not to join the military. If that is your major deciding factor as to, am I going to join the Army? Let me see what Zach Hazard has to say.
We've already
You should not listen to that.
We have already talked at length about our opinions on the military, but you think there are some aspects of it that everyone would benefit from having?
Possibly. I don't know.
I'd say the first thing that came to my mind was being able to go on a road trip across America, because I was really happy to have the freedom to do that. Just kind of live out of my vehicle, drive across the country, and if I enjoyed a place, I'd stay at it for a couple additional days. I got to enjoy the scenic mountains of Colorado, and then I got to go to the mountains of Utah and the deserts of Nevada, and the great cornfields of the plains and everything there.
It's just all corn.
It's just all corn.
It's all corn.
But everything west of the Rocky Mountains, I believe, was incredibly beautiful. I wish everyone could go there. But sitting down to think about it, I honestly wish that everybody in the world could have something similar to the childhood that I had, where I always had clean drinking water. I could drink well water out of the backyard hose. It's just a privilege to live a simple life as a kid, and not everyone gets to do that. Not everyone has food security or clean drinking water, and some people are caught in the middle of a civil war, and all that sucks. It's absolutely terrible. So I wish, if I could wish an experience for everybody, it would be like the first 20 years of your life are delightful, middle class, uneventful.
I wish that everyone would be able to experience the feeling of loving someone and being loved by someone as much as I love my wife and she loves me.
Aww. I think we all want that, really. We're all searching for love. Speaking of, Felwyn asks, do you love me?
I love all of our Patreon members.
As do I.
Anyone who joins our Patreon at Buddy Chicken tier or Hot, even if you just join our Patreon, I'm walking that one back. If you have joined our Patreon, then I love you. And if you did not join our Patreon, then you can go to hell.
Then you are a person we will eventually love.
Eventually, when you join our Patreon, then you too will be loved.
Our love is unconditional as long as you join the Patreon. And that'll do it for this Q&A session, I suppose. Thank you all for submitting your questions. We were happy to answer them, and we look forward to the next session.
Yes. In the next session, where we will answer the question of, what's your favorite insulating material?
I mean, I love to joke about asbestos.
Asbestos is a pretty good insulating material. It is horribly... I mean, it'll kill you.
Don't eat it. Don't breathe it.
I don't know. I'm kind of a fan of Bakelite.
Isn't that more of a clay?
No, it's an insulating material.
Oh, okay.
You know, you can use it for insulate. They use it on electrical insulators.
Okay, well, don't tell me about it because we got to answer it next time, like we said.
But now I want to talk about Bakelite.
I bet you do.
Use Bakelite on all kinds of stuff. It's cool. I like Bakelite. It's made from a chemical reduction process involving formaldehyde.
I was unaware.
Yeah.
And now I am aware.
I also like phenolic resin.
I've never heard of that one.
It's like Bakelite is a type of phenolic resin.
I didn't know that.
You know.
Believe it or not, I am not an expert on insulating materials. It's not my specialty, my field of expertise. But next month, maybe it will be when you tell me more about it.
Maybe, or maybe I'll forget about it and I won't talk about it.
That's probably going to happen.
Thank you very much, Patreon members, and we will see you in the next one.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. I love you. Unless you're not a Patreon member, and then I don't love you.